Yeah, hello and welcome to another episode of the weekly Spielworxx chat. My name is Uli Blennemann. I hope you are all well. So let me start today with Spiel Digital, which starts this Thursday, so 2 days from now. And I'm really curious how this event will be. And by the way, if you would like to contribute to Spiel Digital, you can do so. You can donate, and you will find the donation page of Spiel Digital very easily on their homepage. And from you, I would like to know which features you are most interested in at Spiel Digital, and also which features of Spiel Digital do not interest you at all. So please post your comments on Spiel Digital and on anything else here in the chat window. And even if you are saying, well, Spiel Digital, what's that? I've never heard about of this. So please let me know. I'm really curious because I've said so a dozen times. I think that digital conventions will be important or an important part in the future, but I would like to know what you think is interesting and what is not interesting to you. And also tomorrow already, so not on Thursday, but already on tomorrow, Volvi's Steam Digital Tabletop Gaming Fest will start. And I'm also interested in this event, and I will surely check it out. Definitely not for all days, as I will also check out Spiel Digital, so selectively, of course. But what I already saw at the Steam Digital Gaming Fest website, they have some very interesting guests, so you can check the schedule. There is Elizabeth Hargraves, there is Steve Jackson, there is Isaac Childress. So you see quite a few people who have board games that were successfully converted to the digital format. So I will definitely check this out. And I've learned definitely a lot from Conworks last weekend or the weekend before it was already. So you see, I'm still dizzy from that. That is, of Conworks, of course, was Spielworxx' own online convention. And I live streamed for 19.5 hours in 1.5 days. And that was quite a bit, but I enjoyed it. Although I will most probably shorten this to next year to about 15 hours in 1.5 days. And when I'm saying next year, you already know, yes, there will be another Conworks next year. The live online games, they are, in my opinion, difficult to do well because they take so long. At least a Spielworxx game takes so long. This is not a 10 minutes trick taking game, and I'm not saying anything negative about these genre, but it is difficult to do well. Whereas the interview with the guests and the presentations of all the designers, they were regarded really highly. So these were good elements. And if I do a live online game next year, it will be likely like the Pax Pamir event I did with Cole and Drew, because that was more question and answer session while playing a game. So I think that was, although the gameplay was probably not perfect, at least that was more enjoyable to watch. And I have some other ideas that I will implement for next year, but we'll see. And all in all, I'm very happy with the first Conworks, and this is of course also because of you, the viewers, because of all the participants with their questions, comments, answers, and of course because of the wonderful guests I had. So really wonderful. And Yeah, last but not least, I will, last but not least on Conworks, I will repeat the two announcements I had on Friday together with Ode. I announced that Spielworxx will do another of his La Granja games. So this will be a standalone game, but this is not before 2023. But already late next year, there will be a Spielworxx special release. This is a second edition of Schrille Stille, a game that has never been done before in English language. This is an old Zoch Verlags game from 1999. It is a retro game because a central element is a CD player, and of course everybody is streaming these days. But it is really a wonderful game, and we are trying to release this late next year. Um, so yeah, let me briefly go to the chats here because I'm seeing some faces here. Mo, Claude, Nick, wonderful to see you. Spieletreffenverteiler. Thank you very much being here. Matt Wolf. Yeah, you are already answering this one of my initial questions, Matt. Good to see you first, but I've paid no attention to Spiel Digital, and I must say this is also true to me in a way. So I'm interested. I'm really curious, but it is almost the same as Gen Con online for me or the UK Games Expo online. You see the huge amount of new releases, or at least the announced number of new releases. But what else is there? So shall I visit virtual stands, booths? What shall I do? So right now I'm lost. But maybe my experience then will be better. But as you are saying, I paid no attention to Spiel. Hi Chris, good to see you. And there's Stefan from Ostia Spiele, interested in playing games. We will see how good that will work. Yes, this is one of the things I'm really curious because you're saying you're interested in playing games. I have my doubts, as you all know, about playing well with newcomers using Tabletopia. But maybe this is the event that will bring online games via Tabletopia and then some other devices like TTS or Vessel into the mind of more people. So maybe this is a real good starting point that people see, wow, this is enjoyable if we have some video or audio function. So I'm interested in seeing this live. And Stefan, of course, I will visit your booth of Ostia Spiele. Check that one out at Spiel Digital. I will visit it too. So let's see. Claude, I've heard about Spiel Digital but haven't checked the program in detail. I don't even know if we have to pay or not to attend. No. As Stefan is saying, it's free of charge, so you don't have to pay for it, but you have to register to it. And registration is only available since today, I think. I may be wrong, Stefan may correct me here. But I think you need to register, but that's free. And then you can use all the features. Although maybe Stefan is again correcting me, I'm not sure. If you are not a Tabletopia premium subscriber, if you maybe you have to register for Tabletopia and that event too. So I have via Steam, I have Tabletopia, so I haven't registered for that one. But as you may know, Tabletopia for Spiel Digital, because they are a partner, they are giving everybody just that registers at Tabletopia 30 days free premium. So that is another good thing coming from Spiel Digital. Nick is saying the virtual version of UK Games Expo was a worthless experience. 100% in agreement here, Nick. Although I was there maybe a total of 2 hours split between 3 different visits, and after each time 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I thought, what's that? What's happening? So I think yeah, that event was not well run. It has set very low expectations for Spiel Digital. Yes, but I think the main advantage Spiel Digital is having is that that they have 2 more months to achieve something. So the timing is crucial, I think, and probably, most probably, certainly they have visited UK Games Expo is a virtual one. They have they have seen GenCon online, and they have definitely learned something. Daniel is saying, but this is a couple of minutes ago. Sorry, I'm late. Please start over. You brute, no. And oh, hi Ash, good to see you. I wanted to join the weekly chat, but only recently found out the exact time for Twitch. Yeah, so this is the 30 minutes hangout I'm having here weekly. And yeah, thank you for trying to help me in the online game of Grand Trunk Journey with your experience, but as we know, it didn't help me at all. And Mo is asking, CD player, what is this? That is really retro, yes. Everybody is streaming, but in the game there will be a huge wooden block in there, and that is a CD player that also serves as numbering the band. So you are a label, a manager of a label in the late 20th century, and you try to bring your bands into the top positions. And this wooden CD player is doing this for you. This is a cool item that is, I think, such a thing has never been done before in the game, just in Schrille Stille, and probably won't be done afterwards either. Um, yeah, and Daniel, of course, watch. And as I said last week, when Daniel was one of my guests, watch can be played at Spiel Digital. It can be played at Wire Tabletopia at the PD Verlag. So let me put this in PD Verlag. So PD company, that is the company that is also doing Concordia. So you can play it over there. Stefan is confirming a registration starts today. You can attend without Tabletopia account, but you need Discord. This is a big minus in my opinion, but I'm not because of data restrictions, but this is just me. I don't want to get over this again. Claude is saying, I agree with you, Uli, regarding online games. We could have done more discussion during the Grand Trunk Journey live game, but we didn't plan for that, and I just didn't think about that while we were playing. Yes, so it was basically a first thing we did. I think we managed it well, or as well as I can do with technology, but we need to think for next year how to do this better for viewers in a way more interesting way. Maybe more swearing. I'm always for this. Yeah, we'll see. So I think you did a great job, Claude. And Mo is saying, so a historical game. Yeah, in a way it's a historical game, Schrille Stille. So because it's retro. PD Verlag, yeah. This is even who's this Spielworxx PD Verlag? So I have no idea. Spieletreffenverteiler. I didn't get a press accreditation for Spiel Digital, and since October one should register as a consumer, but I haven't found anything to register. It is up now. I know this because I saw a tweet about this. So if you now check it out, I think you'll find the info. But onwards here. So if you still have comments on Spiel Digital, please post them here. But maybe we now move to Tharos, my first game of next year, my first 2021 release. This is a game designed by Bernd Scholz, and Tharos is a backbuilding dice drafting game set in the far future. So 2 to 4 players play over 4 game rounds to determine the winner. So what are special features of the game? So the game has a variable board that is made of 16 terrain cards that form a grid of 4 by 4 cards. So the board will be different each game, and I'm having here some of the terrain cards. Let me show them. Everything, of course, what you're seeing here, art is by the always amazing Harald Lieske. So this is a plains card, then you're seeing mountains, hills, wasteland, forest. This is already a building, but there are, of these terrain cards, there are several ones. So, and they form this board. And also, each player has their own, that's why it's also a dice drafting game. Each player has their own pool of dice to perform actions. Actions almost always cost at least one die, and often of a specific color. So players draw their dice out of the bag and they may buy additional ones during the course of the game. And of course, purchasing more dice give you more options in the game. However, also very, very true for a lot of back building games, it also will slow you down because you will draw needed specific colors out from your bag less often. So there's always a positive and a negative thing doing so. Also, each player has their own action mat, which I will now describe briefly. And what you now see, everything is work in progress, but we are pretty far advanced here. So this is a player mat from a single player, and of course this will be back printed, so one side will be in English and the other side will be in German. So let me show you the various areas. So at the top, Würfelablage, that's a die storage. So any used die is placed over here. And then if you see this space here, this is for defending or defeating an attack, Angriff. And most of the time you are playing red dice into that spot. There are a few exceptions, you can modify dice colors, but normally here you'll see red dice. Below this there's a dice store, so Würfellager in German. And here are 6 dice placed, and which you may purchase. At the bottom you could purchase a red die or a yellow die, and they will cost you 2 coins. The 2 green dice over here, they will cost you 4 coins, and the 2 blue dice, they will cost you 6 coins, 6 money each, if you get them into the game. And I'm just checking the chat. There is Phil again. Learning with Uli, never a good idea. Really, that is true. Okay, so that's a dice store over here. And then the main part of the player mat each player has is or consists of 6 action boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And each action box has 2 functions. So a left side and a right side, and you can only use in one game round one of the 2 sides. So let me go through them step by step. So this action box in the top left corner is for getting money, so Geld, money. So you can either on the left side place up to 3 white dice in here, and you will get a maximum of 8 money from them. So the pips are the amount of money you are getting. So even if you place 3 white 4s in here, which would be 12, you are getting a maximum of 8 money. Or instead, you could place a colored die in here, a single one, and you will get half of the amount of money the pips are showing, rounded up, aufgerundet. So if you are placing a green 5 in here, you are getting 3 money. On the right side, top right side, you place dice a die to get action cards, Aktionskarte, action cards. So on the left side, if you place a white die, a single white die, you are allowed to draw half of the amount in pips of action cards. So let's say I'm placing a white 6 in here, I may draw 3 cards, half of them, round it up, and I may keep 1. That's a small one in here. Or if I play a colored die, any number, numbers do not matter here, I may draw one card and keep it. So that's that box. And in the center left, there are another two spaces. So on the left side, I can place a single colored die, and then I may place one of my guild markers. So that's a symbol of a guild marker on one of my player cards, auf Karte. And these guild markers, they will enhance the player cards I'm having. Or on the right side here, I'm placing a single white die, and then I may re-roll, neu würfeln, up to 3 of my dice to get better numbers, other numbers. To its right, this action box on the left side, you need to place 2 colored dice, and then you may place a guild marker, so it's again this symbol here, on a terrain card, auf Landschaft. And you may only place it on a terrain card that is matching the color of one of the 2 dice I put here. So let's assume I'm using a green and a yellow die over here. I can only place that guild marker on a yellow or a green terrain card. Or on the right side, I'm placing a colored card, and then I may remove from the terrain card, from the board, 4 of my guild markers, but they have to be adjacent, angrenzend. And this will give me, at the end of the game, this will give me a medal. Actually, the medal I'm getting immediately, and this will score me points. On the bottom left side, I can buy with a colored die any value. I can buy one of the dice that is here in the dice store, so Würfelkauf. And of course, I also have to pay money, so either 2, 4, or 6 money. So that's the left side. Or if I place a colored 6, only a 6 is allowed here. In here, I can place one of my mine markers. So each player also has some mine markers here on a terrain card, auf Landschaft. And this terrain card, again, you guessed it, has to be of the same color as the die I placed over here. And finally, on the bottom right, this action box on the left side, it allows you, if you are using a yellow die which has a value of 3 or more, so at least a 3, I may build a building. And this building also costs 10 money. And the buildings are at the start of the game, they are placed on the table, and you can select them. They are open for all players. You can select them and build them. Although you are building them, all players may afterwards use them. So usage, nutzen. So that's the right side. If I pay a certain amount, this depends on the specific building card. If I spend that amount of money, I can use that building. So these are the 6 action boxes of the player mat a player has. And of course, these player mats have individual colors, and so that you can differentiate a little bit about this. In addition, Tharos, in Tharos, as I hinted on when I said you are placing this guild marker on a player card, each player has their own deck of 10 player cards. And first you need to buy them with dice, big surprise. You place them then on the table and you may later use them. And all cards are helpful, but depending on your strategy and depending on dice that you purchased during the game, they will be more, a certain card will be more helpful than another one. There are also other elements in the game, but mainly Tharos is about the efficient use of your dice. And the game scales, at least in my opinion, very well. So individual player turns are really short. It is 1 or 2 dice placed on these boxes or on a player card, and you conduct the action, next player. And so with 2 players, you may finish a full game in, let's say, 60 minutes, if you know the rules. So do you have any questions or comments or stupid remarks? So let me just see. So let me see. Far future dice can still be normal. Yes, that is true. So as the expected stupid remarks, I would have expected nano dice from the future. Yes, Borg cube dice. Not really. So these are standard six-sided dice. Of course, as in so far in all Spielworxx games, these are wooden dice, so not plastic dice from China. So wooden dice with rounded corners. So Karthik, this is Tharos. So Matt just brought it in. So this is the first. Good to see you. I hope you are well. And this is the first release I'm doing next year, probably in the first quarter of 2021. So another remark. Looking forward to Pax Pamir second edition. Hoping for delivery next week in Germany. Yes. So a quick remark here. The games have arrived today at the sender, so they are through customs, as you may know, and now it is about labeling, repackaging them, and this is quite for Spielworxx. This is quite a large number of games, so we will do so as fast as possible. And yeah, our goal is that that everything is being shipped till end of next week, so it shouldn't take long from now. We have plenty of stupid remarks. This is true. Plenty stop remarks. Uh, hey, hello, Paul. Good to see you. You have another stupid remark, so let me check this quickly. Please, no wooden dice. Of course, wooden dice. I'm going to angriff my neighbor later today. Yeah, hopefully you'll do so. No, Mo, I'm not sure if this was remark in earnest. No, I prefer very much wooden dice over plastics. Um, Matt is saying Tharos seems like a bit of a departure for a typical Spielworxx game in terms of theme. Was this the original theme or was it changed after signing? It was an original theme, of course, tweaked it a little bit, but it is also a little bit in a steampunk universe. And remember Diluvia project? That was also a little bit steampunkish, so that you are in floating spaceships and you are building a floating city. So Spielworxx is not always historical. So, but yes, um, as I love history and politics, yeah, often I'm drawn to that topics. Maybe it's a sequel to Solarius mission. No, and I can guarantee you there will be some news on Solarius missions also soon. And right now, it looks like they are positive, but I can't comment any further at this moment. Yeah. Diluvia Project is a game that in theory is available soon again from TMG. You know, they did their second edition of that game, and they released it at Gen Con, I think last year. So yes, in 2019. Everything looked great, but the game was produced in China, so the board was warping, so they had to withdraw everything. And to my knowledge, the boards haven't been redone yet. So this is good and bad news on Diluvia project. But it should be historical, yeah. So for you, I will move you a couple of 100 years into the future. Then it's historical for you. Okay, we are having any questions or any comments on Spiel Digital and on Tharos here that you would like to make. As I said, I'm really curious about these online conventions. I think a huge one. So let's say Spiel Digital has some value because we need this light tower. We need an Asmodee. Although I'm so highly critical, I think this is well reasoned. Of course, everything I'm saying is well reasoned. But we need these big companies and big events to draw attention to it. If there is a Conworks, nobody will report of it. If each company is doing their own small events, this is fantastic for viewers, but on the other hand, it does not bring in new blood. So hopefully this will be a good event, although I'm not that sure. Yes, of course, Paul. I'm watching your videos for 4 days. That is that is correct. This is what I'm planning. Phil, are you doing the PD Verlag Tabletopia events for Watch, or who's doing this? So this would be interesting to me. So yes. So if you wanna disturb, if you wanna Phil, if you wanna just say hi to Phil, go to the PD Verlag, to the Watch streams, to other streams. There will be Phil. He will be bored to death, but so we will make his life at Spiel Digital even more miserable than it was before. Yeah, and Daniel is playing some watch games. So if you want to play with a designer, so please do so. And I can, as I said last week, this is a great game. So please check out Watch by Daniel, by Spielworxx, and by PD Verlag. So finally, I have to mention two things. First, do not forget the Crescent City cargo Kickstarter that is currently live. And thank you all for your support so far. And I'm posting the URL of that Kickstarter here briefly. Let's see if I manage. Is this the correct one? Yeah, should be already back. Thank you, Daniel. So this is really a great game by Jason Dinger. And next week there will be also something great happening here in the Spielworxx weekly chat, because I'm really looking forward to my guest. This will be I think the best writer in our industry. It is Dan Thoros, aka Spacebiff. So he will be my guest. We will talk about one topic, maybe some topics. We haven't really made up our mind, but I'm really looking forward to seeing him. So thank you for your time. If you would like to see a special topic discussed in advance, or would like to ask Dan a question in advance so that we can talk about this next week, please drop me a mail at uli@spielworxx.de. That is uli@spielworxx.de. And till next week, of course, bleibt gesund. COVID numbers are rising here in Germany and in a lot of countries. Therefore, please bleibt gesund, and yeah, Black Lives Matter. Bye.